Woke up this morning, checking out if my body's fine. Maybe I can use my legs to go out of my bed, to wash my face, clear my mind.
Who said you could fix you some grapes?
My grapes.
Your grapes? Since when?
Right?
Who said you could fix yourself some grapes? Well, I do look a mess.
And Jacob said,
Yeah.
O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, O Lord,
having accountants with that which is of God, dancing throughout all of us. Jacob lived and we
You gotta come eat with me? So we're having a little Shabbat breakfast. Just some mangoes, avocado. This is my lunch. Surprisingly, it's warm and humid, but the sun not out. I'm trying to get my lunch to warm up. Some grapes, some mango juice, mango nectar juice. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me because, of course, it's Shabbat. Say hi. I don't know why you put on that sweater.
No.
You're making me hot.
I don't know. I can't read between the lines. It's not my job. What they looking at, what they inspiring to be. You know, listen. Our minds are impressionable, especially.
I don't know why my mama play like this. Rachel. What kind of dance is that? What happened with the wig? Let me see that. Let me see the ponytail. The ponytail. Let me see the ponytail. It's still making me you dance with me? I'm done. What's really crazy is my grandmother, she never met, my grandmother passed away, used to do this dance called the rat. And she used to be like teasing us as kids. And here she is coming up with this dance. What do you call your dance? Wow. That's crazy. Very bloodline. My granny used to do that dance.
Praise, I want to praise, I want to praise, I want to praise. He gives me life, I won't survive without my King.
This girl knows she changed clothes like she changed more than she changed clothes. What you doing now? Look, putting on her boots. Don't put that on right now. Don't put it on right now. Nah, if that ain't my niece, she gonna be worse than me. So I did make a mistake by not checking what time the sun sets in New York. Houston. New York sun sets at 4:30. Houston sets 5:30. My flight leaves 5:30, which means I have to check in at 4:30 or 4 or 5. Now 5 that I'm not going to check in my bag. So the bag that I had, I took all the heavy things that it would be cheaper to mail my clothes, and I'm gonna have my mom mail my clothes, so that I won't have to do no financial transaction. We're a bit early at the airport, so I'm just gonna stick it out in the car with my people. We finished listening to the camp that I watch in New York, because of course it's sunset there. So I'm gonna just watch some, listen to some music, for a good 20 minutes before I go in, 20-30 minutes before I go in. So I just have a personal bag, and yeah, they're in the gas station making some abominations. Asked me, do I want something? No, I don't want anything. I don't want to participate in y'all breaking Shabbat, even though they don't follow it anyway. They say lead by example. Oh, speaking of my manifestation boys, I got my Velcro in the mail. I'm excited. It's time for it to go up. I'm ready. I'm ready to focus, even though it's December and I say I will be by December, but that's alright. Definitely by January. Yes. So they will come with Velcro. I'll just attach it like this, and then you will be able to put it exactly on the wall how it will be, but make sure it's straight before you stick it. And yeah. I know you fucking lying, bitch. I know you fucking lying. How did I make a mistake and get a lightweight one? I'm so upset. This is not the heavy duty one. It says industrial strength. I guess that's all I was looking at, and I ended up getting a different kind than the original one I clicked on. It says heavy freaking duty, but holds up to 10 damn pounds. I don't know how many pounds my vision board is, but I know this is even worse than the ones I had for my wall from Amazon. You know what? Some stuff from you just can't get from Amazon. So that's going back. I went to the store before coming home because I have nothing to eat. The only pizza, I'm so upset they don't have Amy's Pizza. My go-to is usually for frozen pizza is Amy's Pizza. But they didn't have anything I could eat. The only thing they had kosher was this. Looking like a damn frozen microwave dinner. But I'm going to fix it up. It might be good. I bought artichokes, pesto, and some grapes. Grape tomato. And that's gonna be my dinner for tonight. And I'm about to just relax. Get on the computer, feel the energy of my home again, freshen up, clean up a little bit. I have some you know, how it is when you're rushing to leave. It's actually not that bad, but, you know, I can straighten up. And I will call it a day. Tomorrow, I have some things to do, and Monday I have work, so later. Lala told.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why
That is how I found.
Everybody, and once you learn, you start learning, you study
Y'all gonna make me
with
not want
people
to just sit here and
that
talk.
you study with people that know that language of the Torah. The
What do
language
you-
of the Torah.
Uh-huh.
Because you won't be able to get around but so much if you really study the language of the Torah.
Where did
what
I would
Then you have to have the spirit of Yah on you.
right.
And then you have to have the spirit of discernment. You have to have that too.
I like someone.
You know, that's it.
Oh, so
You
we're
ready
done
for us
after
now?
that. Oh,
Okay. Yeah,
look,
you
I'm
gotta
like,
have
look, we ain't
discernment.
never leaving. Let me set up.
There will be, you have to have the spirit of discernment.
I'll get up when you say get up.
You have to have the spirit of Yah with you. It's only going to be a ringing. The little bit that they do know, you think Kyrie know? You see how far they've come with the little bit that they do know? If they really seek the Creator,
They'll find it.
they're going to come. It's going to be put. It's going to be put in there. Of course, it's the Most High.
And it's not just them. This been. I feel like this
It's the
is
Most
like
High.
since like 2020. They've been having so many celebrities. I'm like, our people all over. You know, even me. That's when I came here. So like, our people are waking up.
You just
we
can't.
definitely
you just
are.
ain't, they're being misled, even though they're
Right.
coming.
Yeah.
They're being misled.
And then
You're
there's
get like that.
confusion too, because you know, like you said,
They're
you
in
know,
confusion until the Most High God opens them up.
right.
They just got to lean on the Most High. Let's say a prayer before we go.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Most High God, we come before you in the humblest of hearts, asking that you keep us and guide us on our journey. Take us to and fro. Keep us from all hurt, harm, and danger. And we ask this in your high and holy name, the host of the host. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Thank our God.
Thank God.
Elohei Abraham. Elohei Yitzchak. Elohei Yaakov. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen.
Okay. So then, yeah.
Well, he had to adjust to the Canaanites. You know, because you got to remember, they spoke close to what he spoke, but you have to adjust. And, you know, to give you an example, we speak English here in America, right? But yet, when we go to England, they say, you guys don't speak real English.
Right.
You understand? But we're speaking English, but not according to the English of England. So we say, I'm going to my apartment. They say, we're going to the flat. They call the apartment a flat. When we call a cigarette, they don't say cigarette. We say that's a trunk, you know, for a car. They say that's called a boot. What do you mean a boot? So it's just now you have to know the difference to whom you're talking to and how to say things. And when a lot of people, they may not know a Hebrew word, like for instance, they don't know the word for microwave. That's modern, mikrogal. You know, they'll probably say tanur, the stove, or kiraim. You know, like they don't have the word for specific drinks. They just say mis, that's juice. You see? But there are particular words for certain things. And languages change every 10 years. You know? So, and then you have what we call the idioms in language. And you say one thing and it read one way, but it means something else. Or like you use the term slang. You see? You know, man, I'm going to the crib. To the crib. Now, someone who speaks straight English, they don't know what the hell crib is. What's that? You going to a crib? He a baby? You know, and we say things. You know, we have your so you got to understand all of that. Bata, Creole, you know, right? Who you talking to? Who you talking with? You know, now if you're going to learn Hebrew to speak to, in general, the public, you go in court, then there's a certain way you're going to learn. So, all right. And opposed to speaking to, it's not that, like, for instance, they used to use a term called Beit Shimush. It's bathroom. But you're not going to find people use Beit Shimush today. All right. But Beit Shimush or Kadar Shimush is in books. But that's years ago. You look in the book from the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, everything changes. You're going to see today they're even going to use Sherutim. Okay. And then you have Kadar Ambatya. All right, which is the room. But Ambatya is a tub. All bathrooms don't have tubs. You see? But the general word is Sherutim.
Yeah.
That they use in Israel. Kadar Kiyor, a room of washing for sink, So there's several words. I don't know what word he uses. Ambatya. All right. But Ambatya is a tub. Bathtub. Okay. So again, and if you in Israel, you say Sherutim, and then they know it. You say Sherutim to a lot of they don't know what you're talking about. But amongst people, Kadar, Shemush, Beit Shemush, Sherutim, so it all depends. And when you hear to say certain things, and that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to learn it. And then when you go over to, let's say, the European side or those who speak what they term is proper, then you're going to have to learn it that way. Okay? You're going to have to learn between when most of the Europeans speak, they use the wa as a V. We say Dawid, they say David. So when my daughter went to school...
Because you had mentioned that earlier, so where does that comes from, the adding the change of W and V?
When that came, the Europeans basically use that. It's like they say we say Shabbat Shalom, they say Shabbos Shalom, because they can't say the TH. It's like down south, they don't say bathroom, they say bathroom. Because depending on where you go, bathroom, they don't say bathroom.
I've heard people say that.
Bathroom. The and the, depending on where you're at, who you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to adjust. It's amazing when I studied Spanish in school, a lot of people who spoke Spanish failed the class. Right. You see? Well, what do you think we do? We speak broken Hebrew. Yeah. Well, the actual word, the code for kuf, is a Q sound, but I don't say it with the Q sound. I say it with the regular K sound because that's what's matriculate today. But if you go out there and you're talking to some of the people out there, they don't know what you're talking about. So now you got to find out how do you say it. In other words, now they have a term. They say, well, Mashemka, what's your name? But then they have a term that says, Ekorim Leka. What do they call you? Most people don't use that.
So Mashemka is for if you were to ask another man.
What's his name? But female. But now they have Ekorim. How do they call you? Okay, how do they call you? So now you have to adjust to that. Because somebody may say, Ekorim Leka, what do they call you? Or Ekorim Lak, what they call you feminine.
It was challenging. So when I missed like 1 week, but it was only one day. It was on Shabbat. When I missed 1 week, came back, I'm like, wait, we're from Chinese? What happened? And after that, I never I just dropped out.
Well, Hebrew, it's intense, depending on how far you want to go, what you want to learn. That's why I asked you, what do you want to learn about Hebrew? You want to learn to read scriptures? Because you got to remember, a lot of people who decipher scriptures, read Hebrew, they don't speak modern Hebrew language, and a lot of them are Christians and from other ethnic groups
That speaks to
that read Torah, that know Torah, that decipher the scrolls and all those different things like that.
Yeah.
You understand?
Historians. And
Right.
Stuff. Yeah.
Right. So again, it all depends on what do you want to do. Now, if you want to cross over between all of it, you know, and that's great. But some people just want to know enough Hebrew to read Torah.
Right. Really, that's where I'm at. I just want enough to understand scripture. So I can,
Right, and that's a different process.
I'm really not too concerned about going to Jerusalem and talking to people or talking to the ones here.
Right.
It would be nice to have some, words given there, but that's
Well, I would say, from my perspective,
yes.
it's best to have a little ground in basic Hebrew.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Start out learning conversation Hebrew, because you're going to find how it all comes together
Right, yeah.
and how it's related. Because when you're dealing with biblical Hebrew, there's certain things in there that when the writers of those scripts use certain things, you don't know why they use it that way. Or why is that? Why is there more than one conjugation? You see where as and, then you see why as and, then you see who as and. So, for instance, when we say lechem u basar, bread and meat. All right. Why do we use lechem u basar and then we say where ata and you? Because there's different types of and all depending on what you're saying changes the conjunction the way you say and. Okay. So that's what people say. I don't want to know all that. I just want to, and people who go to yeshivas say the same thing. They say, I don't want to learn all that. I just know how to say this and say that, And what a lot of brothers are learning years ago, they'll say they know the word for book, right? Or they know a word, a verb, one way, but they don't know it feminine, because most people, when they say things, when we say Baruch Shemo, means bless his name, and sometimes we use the term when somebody dies and we want to show honor, we say Shalom Alai, peace be upon him. You understand? And then we'll say, oh, well, a female elder died, and we say Shalom Alai, but technically it's not Shalom Alai, because Alai means upon him. Now you got to know how to say upon her, Aleha. Or there's two ways of saying it. But we just take the general perspective and say, okay, Shalom Alai, because we don't know. You see? It's just like my wife was looking up the word, what was it? Nappy? Nappy. She was talking about nappy, and then what, as it was going on, the word nappy is a derogatory word that they use in slavery. It means dirty here, and they use it in reference to diapers and stuff. It's deep when you look at the root of it. So that's the whole thing. You don't know. You don't know. And there's people who use certain words, they don't know that it was originally utilized offensively. So it's the same way. And so when we go to understanding the language, that's why I always recommend you learn the basics, learn a little grammar, and then you know how to say. If you say, Ma Shalom Ka. All right, Ma Shalom Ka is masculine. There are people who tell females, Ma Shalom Ka, because they don't know that it's Ma Shalom Make. They don't know that, because now you're talking about grammar. You're talking about grammar.
You know what? That's what I thought it was. Pronouns, verbs, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I still need to put the letters.
Now see, that's another thing. People who were good with grammar in English will be great with Hebrew, even in any language.
Explaining that to him, like, look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm a little slow. So with me telling you that, you still, he had a class with advanced people and a class with total new beginners.
Right.
Like, that's not gonna work. I'm the type of student you gotta break down to me. I need repetitive, I need all type of.
Okay. Well, we would say everybody doesn't learn on the same level.
Yeah.
Why you think we was coming up, they had we had a reading class, English class. Then you went back to another reading class, number 2. You know, because back in those days they saw that you need more than one reading class.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Eva was telling me you usually do it like where you started off. I mean, you started off, and then a person will go to her to get the basics if needed, and then come back.
Yeah.
I think that would be.
Yeah, because people learn in different ways, and and people teach different ways. Some people like the method that other people teach, and that might be better for that person, but not everyone.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The point is that as long as you get it, that's the key. I mean, it's like taking a driving test. Some people got to take it how many times before they pass? But the point is, you take it until you pass. That's it. So you're not gonna, because you don't learn, don't feel like well, I'm stupid, I'm dumb. Some of us learn slow, but when you get it, guess what? You got it. That's all I'm saying. So you move slow. You learn what you can learn, and you move slow.
I do what I want. Because you know what? A long time ago, my dad told me, fashion recycles itself. So don't ever throw away your stuff.
It does. It's true.
Yep. And I'm not a follower, so I don't care. I do what I want. I wear what I want to wear. And I do what I want to do. I can even go over yours with the some charcoal too to enhance it, make it a special edition.
Okay. So I had Tarbuti Boutique, and that's where it started. And I used to sell fabric from other countries. Like I had Egyptian fabric, Egyptian cottons, and I had from Africa. I had a hookup in Africa. So I used to get a lot of African prints straight from the motherland. This cup here is from my brother's collection, and there are those that may not want to deal with the ankh because it's Egyptian. Mm-hmm. But when I look at this cup, I see the walk of Yisrael. I see King Yosef, who sat on the throne for many years, and we were in Egypt, and we prospered in Egypt. You know, it wasn't for us to stay there, because not the Most High had another place for us. That wasn't the end of our journey. We had to get into Canaan, so we had to leave Egypt, but we left Egypt with abundance because we spoiled the land, and we took things with us. So when I see the Ankh, I just think of their symbol to the key to life. That's basically, it's not an idol, it's nothing to worship or anything like that. It's not a god, or anything like that. This just symbolizes the key of life, which was handled only by the kings in Egypt. They were the ones that they had that. So when they passed away and died, they had the Ankh. They always had their Ankh with them in their hand, like a staff. Like we have a staff, they had a staff. Moshe had a staff, and when he did the water, he did the thing, we walked with a staff. So their staff was the Ankh. And so when I see this, I see Israel. When I think about the Star of David or the Shield of David, I'm saying Star because that's what people know, but it's actually called the Mogen Dawid, which is the Shield of Dawid, King David, right? And there's a lot that goes behind that because other nations took it and used it for witchcraft and various different things. They took things from us as they do, and they use it for other things, but it belongs to us. And it represents the creation, the 6 days of creation, and the 6 days that when it took to make man. The first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, and the sixth day, and the seventh day, he rested. And then when you think about the angles, the angles in mathematics, it has representation. So you also will find the crescent here, or some would say this is the horn, the shofar, but it's really the crescent, which also signifies the power of the moon and the coming of the new month, the slither of the beginning of months. So when I see this, I just see Yisrael and a lot of energy that comes from this mug here. So this is one of the ones that I would have in my home, you know. So let me just show this.
I did not notice you had the tablets inside the egg.
Which is
I love
the
that.
Torah. And it's two, I have two of those. My grandson made that. So you see his name at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
It says
He's an
Yoshaya.
artist. Okay.
Right? So that is the Sankofa bird. I also like the concept of the Sankofa bird, which comes from the Akan people in Nigeria, right? And it means you're going to have to go back and gather what we left to go forward. And there was a movie out called Sankofa. And they banned that movie at one point. I don't know if you can still get it now.
If you really look for it.
Right, but they banned it.
Really
It's a
good movie.
Very good movie, so Sankofa. So I've always liked those concepts, you know, of other nations had concepts pertaining to wisdom, you know, and we got to return together, and that's what our people are doing right now anyway. That's when you hear some Kyrie thing going on, and everybody's trying to find out who they are, and they're learning the truth, because you have to go back and pick up what you left, so we can go forward as a people, or any people. You have to, if you want to go forward, you really need to make that connection.
To know who you are.
To know who you are, go reach backwards, look back, not to stay, but to gather.
Okay, because they missed their part.
You know, yes, because you don't want to be like Lot's wife and look back and be turned into a pillar of salt. So you got to keep it moving.
Let go of the past.
So, and here, what I did with my Sankofa here is I asked my grandson to put the Torah in his mouth.
Beautiful.
So, and not just the pebble that you might see, but you'll actually see the Torah.
Yeah, I usually see that.
And I have another one somewhere around here. It should be two. Oh, that's another one. So at the bottom it says Sankofa, and he has his name Yoshaya Fleming, and that is also in my book. That's the other Sankofa that my grandson made.
So I'm not gonna remember the backpack I got. Does it have the Torah in the egg? I'm gonna have to double check.
This is also his work. My grandson Yoshaya. This is the line of Judah. Okay, so my company here is Judah Reign. Okay, Judah Reign is actually a collection, but it symbolizes one of the tribes of Judah, which we say that we are here because we were the last ones outside of the priesthood that was controlling the temple before the Greeks came in and invaded Judea. And then we also fled after the Roman Empire came in. We fled into West Africa and South Africa. And that's where they took us from when they sold us out, because they knew that we were not of them, you know. So you get rid of, you don't get rid of your own, you get rid of the ones that's there.
Exactly,
that belong. So they began to capture us throughout, you know, we were not West African. We were Northeast African. And we came down into Judea, from Judea. So Judah, the Most High God said that the scepter will never leave the kingship, will never leave the house of Judah. So most of the Israelites that scattered, if you talk to them, whether they're in China, whether they're in Brazil, wherever they are, they say to you, they're waiting for Judah. Because Judah is the kingship. And we're the one that carry the staff. So people around the world, you wonder why we're so disliked and so something about us here in America, you know, and there is a spiritual thing on us. You know, we may not even know it, but there is a spiritual
It's crazy.
thing on
I've
us.
always known it though. But even when I was in the world seeking, why are we like this? Why are we like this? It has to be spiritual. Because nowhere in the world we could kill up each other, but be scared of the oppressor. It doesn't make sense.
No,
it felt spiritual.
I have this cup also in one of those boxes. So this cup, the Judah, is in the box as well, and that's one of Yoshia's pieces. And also with the Sankofa, it's in the beginning of my book. There was the two birds that I had set up with him. And I like engaging the younger people too, you know. So a lot of the works that's in here are from the younger people. So that was the Sankofa that he drew for me.
Okay,
It
so
has
that's like
coral
this
at
one.
the bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to enhance it a little more because he used it with a fine, he drew by hand with a fine.
Right.
You
That's
see?
the thing. The different. Even when people ask me to illustrate, you gotta get a digital artist or something.
Right. And he just sat there. I said, "Can you draw me a Sankofa?" And he drew it, and I got it to me like
Yeah.
in no time, you know.
But it's still.
So I said no. I want it to be original. I
It's
want it to be
still
just the
fitting.
way. I didn't want to touch it, you know. So that's why I love that piece because it's not gone over with anything, you know. It's done just the way he did it. And this is the other. And I put Sankofa at the top of this book in the back.
Oh, okay, that's in there too.
You see.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put from Alkebalan because many people don't realize that the name of Africa is not Africa.
Mm-hmm.
That is Alkebalan. So I wanted to make sure that I put the shape of Africa there and put Sankofa, meaning for us to go back and gather what we don't know and reclaim. And I put from Alkebalan to Yisrael. You know, Alkebalan to Yisrael. Then I have the Sankofa. And then I wrote here, I am the past, I relinquish the present, I am the future, the great harvest. You see, because we are the harvest of our ancient mothers and fathers, you know, and matriarchs and patriots. And our present goes in the blink of an eye. I mean, our present is gone. Like what I just said a few minutes ago, is gone already. So now we're moving, always constantly moving into the future. Not even with the blink of an eye, we have moved into a state of the future.
Right.
So that's why I said
Time.
and I said I
Never even think of it like
that.
that.
We just give up and we don't even know we're giving it up. Just being alive brings us into the future. You know. So, and I said in my next book I was going to explain some of this like this because I just gave people food for thought in this book, so to speak. I drop little hints and things to you and just make you get your little mind going, you know. But I think I'm going to begin to explain something like a addendum to this book here, you know. So that's there. And then here is my logo here. Also, I have this in sweatsuits in this Tabuti Enterprise. And it's the infinity sign, and it says from generation to generation, right? And then you have the aleph and the tav. The aleph is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Tav is the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So from aleph to tav, like from beginning to end, or from alpha and omega in other cultures, you know, it's like eternity, you know. So that's why that's my logo here, Tabuti Enterprise, Inc. From generation to generation. So I have this also in a cup that I think is probably inside of there, you know. So a lot of the things in the book here, you know, I have the pictures of that. The Speak Your Truth, this has been a hot seller here. The Speak Your Truth, the sisters and the brothers have been wearing those also. I said, y'all want to wear that?
That's a
the Speak Your
big
Truth
thing right now.
Getting
the truth out.
Been a hot seller for me. Most of all of my stuff sells really good. You know, that was her in the book. So you'll see Speak Your Truth throughout the book. This is how it comes in the book, right? But my brother decided to bring color to her for the mugs and for my wares. But she's there letting you know to speak the truth. And the front of the book has the scroll, and everyone's like, "Oh, why do you have this? Just a scroll there?" You know. But the scroll basically is saying to you, write your own story, tell your own history.
Oh, okay, that's cute.
Because if we don't tell our
That
own
is
history,
cute.
they're gonna tell it for us. They're gonna tell us like they've been doing.
Right.
So the first thing I tell people is there's a blank page. Everyone has a story to tell, whether good, whether bad. You can't say negative, because negative does not mean that it's bad. Negative means that it's just the opposite of positive. You can't have one without the other.
If they balance.
It's just like charging an electrical battery or charging a light. You have a positive and a negative, but they're both going to turn that light on. You gotta have both of those conjunctions in. But that's a whole nother story. If I break it down in another book, my thoughts on positive and negative. You know, so that's why I put this here so people can know that you are responsible for your own story and legacy being told the way you want it to be told. So I left that open for people's imagination. And then here I had the Ark of the Covenant in this book, and it says the soul was not designed to be sold, but crafted to serve in the divine. And I use the word crafted because the Most High God took time to fashion the mind, the soul, the mind. He took time to fashion our body to the point that each and every one of us have our own fingerprints. Each and every one of us have our own footprints.
That's how Tennessee.
So that's why I use the way he crafted it.
Right, that's what we unique.
He took time to put us together, each one of us individually. So I didn't do anything with that one yet. Then the second one says that, we have all inherited our own universe. Embrace your sun, count your stars, and make change in life with your moon. Because all of these elements right here is what dictate life for us. And each and every one is connected to it on an individual level. And we all have our own stars, you see, and we all breathe the same air, but we have our own space. It feeds your hair one way, it feeds my hair, the sun, another way. It feeds your skin one way, it feeds my skin another way. But we are all connected to the same power source. We are all plugged in to this universal order right here. So that's why I said count your stars. We don't have to worry about anyone else's. We don't have to worry about what the next person thinking or doing. Because you have your own direct connection to the Creator. So anyway, it goes on and on. So this is the book. And I liked the music signs. And then I had the infinity, which is my logo for Tabuti Enterprise. And I said rightness and truth divided into sanctification is a mathematical equation to spiritual freedom and everlasting life. Because all that we do is mathematics. When you get into the sciences and you get into the mathematics of things, that's why the Creator used number 1, number 2, number 3. He didn't say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay? It was number 1, number 2. And number 7 is the most powerful of all, because that's when the Most High God himself rested from doing whatever he needed to do. He rested on that day. Because you look at it in the numerical values, he said the first day, I said, and it was good. And I created this on the second day, and it was good. The third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day. Even when it created man, he said, and it was good. But when he created the seventh day, that number 7, he said, I blessed and hallowed the seventh day. He didn't say, and it was good. He said, I blessed and hallowed that day. And he rested. So that day is significant in so many ways. And so if you look at the universal order of things, the month of September, if you count from the beginning of months, which he said was in Abib, which is like April, March, April, you count 7 from there, from the beginning of months, you're going to come into September, which is a sabbatical. And that's when you have the fall and things, and the leaves are coming down and fall, and you can't dig up the ground now because it's shutting itself up to renew itself for another 7 months to come. So you count from September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, you're going to come back to Abib in 7 months. So it's a 7-month cycle. You have the 7th month, the 7th week day, which is the Sabbath day. Then you have the 7th month. And then you have the 7th month of 7 times 7 is 49. So you have the 50th day, which is your Jubilee. Everything that you wanted to do. And now you're reaping the harvest of what you've done in those 50 years that you've been alive. That's why they said 50 years then we have the 50 days, the 50 week, when we have Shavuot for the in the 7th week, the 7 weeks of Shavuot. So all of those numbers and all of those things are connected to the universal order. Everything is connected to keep us alive. It tells us when we can plant, when we can't plant, when we should plant, what will come forth from our planting, when the earth is supposed to rest. You can try to go outside now and put some apple seed in the ground, and it is not going to grow because you're now moving off into another cycle. The earth has shut itself up, so it's not going to produce. You're not going to have to cut your grass right now because it's not growing. So this is part of the 7th month cycle, the ecclesiastical season. So the book kind of tells a lot of things, and then I have the prologue in here, which tells you about how we got to where we are from the land, how we got here, how we was taken in by our soul, by our indigenous sisters and brothers, and we was brought here. And so it kind of breaks it down, gives you a brief synopsis of that. So this is my book, In the Bosom of the Seventh Seal. And you got her walking into the sun, proud, you know, but you also see these black tentacles around her because she had her own energy. But as close as she gets into the sun, the more her energy starts to fade, and she takes on a universal order. She takes on the power of the sun.
I'm loving it.
You know, so I never actually explained this to everybody, you know, because many have been asking me to do a reading. I haven't done that yet, and different things of that nature.
It's coming.
Yeah, it will. So this book has a lot in it. You know, it's small, compact.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful. If you really take your time and read. Then you had Joseph's Coat of Many Colors. You know, you read about Joseph inside the Tanakh, you know. And the brother tried to kill him over his coat. You know, so like how beautiful that is, you know. So that's in the book, and it's just a lot. There's a lot in here. Then you see the spatial, you see the universe here, and I said pay homage. The supreme intellect rules supreme. Mankind created an image of power and righteous superior intelligence. So we got a lot of stuff going on in this book.
Yes.
Know?
Beautiful.
So, this is a cup also. Some of you may have this already. It might be, it's down in there. I didn't put everything out.
That's the image I was talking about.
You have this, right?
No, we were looking for it. We were talking about it, and I couldn't remember. That's the image.
Okay, this is the one you were staying with the family? Okay, so this is my image here for Prince and Princesses, True Love, Earthly Essence,
Earthly
Mind,
Essence,
Man, and Wisdom, Woman. Because my concept of the image of God is the mind. The image of God is the brain. The image of God is what's functioning on this earth. The image of God is the righteous mind in his essence. Because he said man to have dominion over the earth. And if you don't have a brain, you don't have a mind, that complex piece organ that's in your head, you cannot move anything. So you can't have dominion not even over your own body unless you have a brain. So when I read and I see in the image of God, it's obviously there's an image. There's something that's there. And I think of him creating man, the mind of mankind, the willpower of mankind, the righteousness of God. That is the image of God, you know, in which we are created. And he told us to have dominion over the earth. But the first earth that we must have dominion over is yourself. Because we are the earth. Adam's name is not a name. Adam means earth. He didn't have a name. His essence is earth. And that's what the word is in Hebrew. And we read the Holy Scriptures, you're going to see Adam. There's two words that's interchangeable with the flesh, with the earth. It says from earth we come. So Adam is earth. The only one that got the first name was Eve, because he named that her name was not Eve. Her name is Kaiwa. So if you read in the original tongue, in the original scriptures, you're going to see Adam, which is earth, and you're going to see Kaiwa, which means mother of the living. Okay. Kaiwa means mother of the living. And he named her. You see. So all of that has a lot of significance, you know, when you're going back to gather Sankofa together, so we get a real broader understanding of what's going on with us and the universal order, you know, of things. What was the Most High God setting up for? What was he setting up for? You know, you got to have dominion over your own self before you can have dominion over the animals, because we had the ability to have dominion over the earth. But the earth that the Creator is first talking about on a spiritual level is you having dominion over your mind, over your body, over yourself, so that you can rule over the earth. You can't rule over her for the sick mind. And we've seen that a whole lot of times
Right.
with kings, and when we just had a president that just left here, we got a sick mind. You know what I'm saying? What you can do with a sick mind and what can happen with a sick mind, that is not the mind
Right.
that we're talking about. Okay? We're talking about the image of Yah,
Mm-hmm.
the image of God. So that's this book here. And right before I let that out in here, I just want to show you some of the how the designs look on the clothing. Now, this one here is and this book here, the hard copy is $30 and the soft copy is $22.
So Sister Charlie blessed me with one of her drinks from her business. She's a bartender, mixologist, and caterer. And I'm going to drink it hopefully tonight or tomorrow. But I just want to taste test it because it seemed like it would go so good with some coffee. I'm so excited. But I have a feeling I'm going to end up finishing it. Oh, wow. Oh, it tastes good. That's all. I look a mess. Ooh. Oh, it tastes like chocolate. Oh my goodness. Ooh. I might need a little sugar, but I can do without the sugar. It tastes like a natural chocolate. Cinnamon. I like it. Yes. Too lit. I definitely can do this. This literally could be good with chocolate, hot chocolate, or chai tea, or coffee. It made my coffee taste like a mocha. It's definitely giving holiday. Well, no, in the winter we only have a holiday, Hanukkah. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get this for Hanukkah. My prayers I did not do yet. Ew. Shalom, shalom, divine people. I am settled for Shabbat. I did not say my prayers yet, so I need to do that. Yeah. Give me a second. Almighty King, creator of the universe, creator of all things, I am that I am, Abba of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the creator of the heavens and the earth, and the unexplainable, the understandable, the creator of good and evil, Torah for life, Torah for help, Torah for rope, Torah for food, clothing, and shelter, Torah for transportation, Torah for movement, involuntary movement. Toda, for every healthy cellular molecule, atom that's functioning in my body, I pray that you give it good health, longevity, strength. I pray that I am in the best health that I've ever been. Physically, mentally, spiritually. I pray that you continue to guide me, teach me, show me your ways, laws, statutes, and commandments. I pray that you show me how to do this to where you find it acceptable. Toda, for your mercy on my past, and I pray that you give me a zeal that's unbreakable. I pray that I am your testimony. Show me how to be a beautiful daughter of Zion inside and out. Teach me your book so that I can understand, so that I can apply, so I can live your ways, laws, statutes, and commandments wholeheartedly. I pray you surround me with those with divine hearts and goals, those who understand your word is what it is. There's no changing it. There's no tweaking it. There's no picking and choosing from it. And aim to follow all to the best of our abilities, and we can be the iron that sharpens each other iron. I pray for my husband, a man who has a heart, a destiny that is devoted to his connection to the source, you. And he has a desire to see earth in its most natural form, how it's supposed to be. I pray that he's seeking you if he don't already know you, and he cleaves to you. I pray that submitting to him comes easy. I pray for my loved ones. I pray for my unborns. I pray for my womb. I pray that they cleave to you, oh yeah. I pray that you clear my mind from whatever is clouding it from the message you were trying to send me at the time. I pray that you teach me how to be patient, how to be humble, how to be meek. I pray that you teach me how to hear your voice. I pray that you help me get stronger in these ways, help me get more disciplined, help me get more diligent. Yeah, please don't let me forget to go over my commandment list and see what else I need to do this Shabbat. I pray that you continue to guide me. I pray that you show me, what is it? I pray that I hear your voice. I pray that Israel hear your voice. Hear Israel, the Lord is God, the Lord is one. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever. And ye shall love the Most High Elohim with all your heart and all your soul and all your might. And these words that I command to you shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently to your children, speaking of them when you sit in the house, when you walk along the way, when you lie down, when you rise up. And you shall mind them as the sign of your hands, and they shall be frontlets between your eyes. And you shall teach them diligently to your children, speaking of them when you sit in the house, when you walk along the way, when you lie down, when you rise up. And it should be that if you hearken diligently to the commandments which I enjoin to you today, to love the Most High Elohim and serve him with all your heart and all your soul, then I will send rain for your land in its due season, the autumn rain and the spring rain, that you may gather your corn, your wine, and your oil, and you will eat, and you will give. And I will give grass to your field for your cattle, and you will eat, and you will be satisfied. Take heed to yourselves, lest your heart be deceived, and you turn and serve other gods and worship them. The anger of the Most High will blaze against you, and he will close the heavens, and there will be no rain, and the earth will not yield its produce. So you shall perish quickly off the goodly land that the Most High gives you. Therefore I shall lay these my words on your heart and on your soul, and you shall bind them as a sign of your hands, and they shall be frontlets between your eyes. And you shall teach them to your children, speaking of them when you sit in the house, when you walk along the way, when you lie down, when you rise up. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates, that your days and the days of your children belong as the heavens are above the earth, in the land that the Most High promised your fathers that he would give them. And it should be, if thou wilt hearken diligently to the voice of the Most High Elohim, to serve and do all his commandments, which I command to you this day, then the Most High will drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations, mightier than yourselves. Hallelujah. Torah. For this week, I pray that you help me get back focused, get back, I don't know, it's like, I'm not there. I'm not there. Help me get focused. Help me not allow things or people to distract me. Help me only have time and a desire, because I can have the time and procrastinating. So I pray that I only have the desire to be productive. I pray that I use this singleness to the best of my ability. Pray that I prepare for my husband, and I pray in the meantime I enjoy building my relationship and my marriage with you. I pray that you are more than enough in spirit, that what I'm desiring in the physical can wait, cannot hurt, cannot feel like a void. Give me the strength Give me the strength. Give me the will. Give me the discipline. I pray that I make the best out of life. I enjoy it and enjoy the fruits of my labor. And I also pray that you use me as your testimony. I pray that my heart is not deceitful above all things, that you remove any stiff-neckedness, any stoniness, any hardiness, any whoreness, any jealousy, any hate, any grudge, anything that is against your commandments away from me, away from my heart, out of my spirit, out of my soul, out of my mind, and replace it with a pure heart, with purity, with discipline, with love, with kindness, with diligence, with meekness and humbleness. Oh yeah. Abracadabra. Hallelujah. Salah. Oh, my feet. Ankles. When you be bent on your feet like that, and I have this bone sticking out my feet, I don't know how that happened. When I was, I don't know, I think around 16. Maybe because I was running with heels on. I don't know. Was that Mardi Gras or second night? Mardi Gras, I think that's when this happened. For the most part, it doesn't bother me, but when I'm positioned like that, it does. These flowers are so beautiful. Anywho, I stood away from the camera this week. I think I only used it Monday, Shabbat, Sunday, and today, I think. Did I stretch on? I think I worked out on my own. I don't know. We should see. But yeah, I want to get used to doing this. I don't want to get used to being consumed by this. I keep saying that, but it's very important because I do want to get back focused, as y'all heard in my prayer. And I can't do that with this new task taking up too much of my time. I feel like I'm coming back to a beautiful feeling. I felt pretty not good last week. I felt void. I felt lonely. I had a moment. I've been having moments and gone through different types of moments, and I'm feeling like I'm coming to Toraya, just enjoying my marriage with the Most High again. When I first was in this way of life, that's the type of time I was on. Just, the Most High was my husband, and you couldn't tell me nothing else, because for me, and I don't want to say this, and then of course people are going to take it like, oh, that's why you're single now. But as I was telling Sister Charlie a few days ago, yeah, I'm single. I don't, I could have picked and settled, and be another one of the sisters. I hear a lot of these sisters are not really happy in their marriage, and I feel like, sisters are coming in this real life and skipping a very, very, very essential relationship, and that's their relationship with the Most High Yah. And if you build that, this is what I believe. I am trusting in the Most High with all my heart and leaning not on my own understanding. In all my ways, acknowledging the Most High so that He direct my path, not man. And I'm not saying not man as in independent type of woman type, not man as in man or woman, a tangible person. Trusting in not in man but the Most High. And it's just amazing the things I've heard. I don't want to be like, when I get married, I want to be happy. I want to know Yah is in our relationship. And I can't know that if I don't know Yah. So it's definitely important that I know Yah. Two can't walk together unless they agree. That speaks for itself. That's the same thing as saying birds of a feather flock together. So I do know it's taking a little bit longer. Besides that, I want to appreciate growing, and I've been feeling like this for a while. Like, it's time for my growth. I explained before, I feel like each year is something different that I am building on. Going from building my fear with the Most High to applying these commandments, to actually having a heart for the homeless, to praying more, and I'm just anxious to see what's next, because it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like something is there. I don't know. Something is there for me to get, but I can't. But it's waiting for me. That's the best I can do. I don't know. Yeah. I also am so ready for a different level of understanding in scripture. How does feeling here? And my teacher, I don't think he won't be my teacher. I don't know. I would like a consistent person. I feel like, at Shema, I do appreciate 2 other people, and I almost thought to maybe ask all 3 of them to teach me, which actually may work, the balance out. I know one person, he definitely is down for it. He already told me if I have any questions, let him know. So I actually need to put that into effect. And then the other person, I don't know. I never even spoke to them before, but I love how he teaches. I showed him on a few episodes. I don't know if I showed him. I did. He's like real Black Panther type. He remind me of somebody who played on Dead Prez, the movie. And that's so me. I like Prince Nat because he's very historical. I'm very historical. And I love the other person because he's very conspiracy theorist. I'm like, that's all true of me. So maybe that, or maybe Yah is just telling me to be still from that period and wait on someone else to be my counselor. I don't know. Sometimes it does feel like it's not supposed to be perfect. You know, I don't want to be a hindrance to no one or to bother no one. And at this point, I feel like that's what it feels like I'm doing. So, yeah. It should feel more natural. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on this for the night. Finish transitioning my ruach, my spirit, to connect. I wanna, I feel beautiful right now, and I just want to enjoy this moment. So I hope you all enjoyed this week. I know it was a little different, but I like that because my life, you never know what to expect. So get used to not a routine, even though I'm very consistent on, I won't take very consistent, but even though I'm very, I like stability. So, a lot of things can be repetitive. I'm also a little, I don't know, spontaneous or different and switch it up. I don't know. Anywho, see you all tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom, divine people. I am about to do some face self-care. I am unclean this week, so I'm in. Oh, hold on. Anyways,
And they took him and kept him their lives, and look, and behold,
yeah, I'm unclean.
a caravan of Ishmaelites came
But
from
I'm happy.
Gilead,
I love staying in,
going to carry it down from Egypt.
I
And Judah
worked
said unto his
on
brethren, what
filling
profit
in
is it if we slay our brother
how
and conceal
to
his
part
blood? Come, let us
of
sell
the
him to the
commandment list I
Ishmaelites,
have.
and let not our hand be upon him,
And
for he is our brother, our flesh.
I feel like I got a lot done yesterday. I also had a long conversation, so it was I didn't focus on it. So after I do my self-care, I'm going to do that.
Verse 33. And he knew it and said, it is my son's coat.
This is sweet almond oil and sugar, raw sugar. I scrub my lips with. I have this bar soap I got from Instagram, brother Maury. I think he changed his name now to something else. Chief Maury. But it's a turmeric soap. Shema is blocked this week from YouTube. Probably some, we can't say nothing about the anti-Semitic or LGBT or whatever. You're going to get blocked. So I don't know what happened, but they're on Facebook this week. And for some reason, it keeps cutting off. But anyways, back to what the brother was saying. It is important for us to know these scriptures first before we picking a husband. How you gonna make righteous discernment whether or not the brother is righteous and he don't even know the scripture? So anxious to get married, y'all not even thinking before you get married. And then the first thing you want to do is cry about how these men are in this way of life. Well, if you would have did your due diligence and built your relationship with the Most High first, he would have made sure he gave you the right man. But who am I? I'm single, right? All I can do is continue to work on me. Oh, I need to shave. Continue to work on me and prepare myself for my husband. Like so. So how am I doing that? Besides spiritually building with the Most High, I am preparing myself for my husband. I want to work on my body, work on my face, work on my hair. And that's another reason why I don't like, it's two things. The Most High is my husband right now. So, well, forever. So, you know, I present myself a certain way for the Most High on His day. Even if I'm at home, you know, of course at home I'm not going to get all dolled up, but I'm still going to be decent at home and not in my normal lounge for the most part on Shabbat. I'd like to do my face care, and let me get off Facebook before I go to looking at things I ain't supposed to be looking at.
About why did he use Joseph?
I don't know why it keeps cutting off.
Because the actions
Anyways,
that the older
I
brother
typically
showed
usually
was
do
not
this at night, but
up
since
to
I'm
par
standing
with the
today,
ways of the Most High.
I'm doing my face cam.
Verse 15. Family, we are in the book of Genesis, chapter 38, verse 15. May we all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
When Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot, for she
So I
had
wash
covered
my
her
face.
face.
And that even shows
Now I'm
that
gonna
the
use
attire
my
back then was
facial
different. Even the
steamer.
harlot was covered up. But
It's coming.
so it's just another thing to think
And
about.
steam
You know,
my
all
face,
those little things
and then
is details to
when I'm
how
done steaming,
we used to live.
I'm gonna use this.
And
I'm gonna try to just use
if we
this.
were
I can use it 2 to 3 times a week. I don't mask that often, and then I like to alternate between the two of these masks.
Take account how they moved and
So I actually
how
probably
they
use
went
this once
about
a
their
week
everyday
and use
life
this more often.
from the much
Because we use this
information
one
we can
1 to 4
gather,
times a week.
because it's not very detailed, but we have
But
few bits.
yeah, just thinking about the women in
build
scripture and how they
on.
say,
And
you
this is
know,
one of the parts.
our women,
build on.
you know,
Continue.
when it came to a mighty man,
And he turned unto her by the way and said,
but when it came to a mighty
I pray
man,
thee, let me come into thee.
you can't
For
just,
he knew not that she
you know, you
was
gotta
his
prepare yourself
daughter.
for him.
And you see, this is something
So
that
besides my
he
spiritual
did,
growth,
and as the story goes along,
I
you're gonna
also
see he had
believe,
shame
you
in what
know,
he
I
did
want to be
later,
like
but not
beautiful
at
like
the
a Mother
moment.
Sarah,
In this
beautiful
moment, there's no
like
shame. He's doing what
Esther.
he do. But when it's time
I used to
go
say
face shorty,
Raquel,
he said in the
Rachel,
front,
but I changed my mind on her
he not
because
going boldly facing.
she held on to her idols.
Like, yeah, we're shorty
And I
at with a
want to
harlot
be
that y'all
I
had
want to
here.
be gay.
Let me come
I
pay
want to be
her.
better than her.
If it was something right for him to do, why he
I have the
couldn't do that?
beauty already
If it was something he
and
respected,
the
if it was something that
spirituality
he
department.
didn't have no problem with,
Seemed
why
like she
he
didn't
didn't
quite
come
have.
address the situation.
I'm
So it's
straight
just
on
another thought to
using
think
her
on. Continue.
And she
in
said,
mine.
thy signet and the cord, and thy staff that is in thy hand.
Now this is her covering herself. So this is also
I always get a
woman
different
using
symptom on my
wisdom
cycle. And I think this month it was
and
this.
covering herself, because in this
I
time it's
definitely
hard to
have
get
no
out of
other
certain stuff
symptoms.
like this. You call it
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Glory and honor to you, our Father, our King. Thank you, Most High, for the entrance. We have nothing and we are nothing. Loving you from this time forth, before and forevermore. Hallelujah.
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 We pay homage
We pay homage
to the power of Abraham,
to the power of Abraham,
to the power of Yishkak,
to the power of Yishkak,
to the power of Yisrael.
to the power of Israel.
Hallelujah.
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 Amen.
So, okay. I forgot to do my lips. This is like the only thing that works for my lips. And that is it. So I'm about to take my bath. I think while I'm in the tub, I'm going to start reading my little book. The Path of the Just. It's small. I was gonna get my other book that I'm super duper excited about, but that book too big. So I'll read this in the tub and chillax. This is funny. I'm really putting out there how I be at home. Playing James.
They helped everyone, his neighbor, and everyone said to his brother, be of good courage. Servant whom I uphold, and mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. What verse are you on?
Where is my notebook? So I was reading the book. Oh my goodness, I got 3 notebooks, y'all. This was my very first one when I first came into Israelite.
He's definitely merciful.
This was my second
And let's
one.
understand something. That mercy that it talks about, you know, a lot of times, you know, we think we did something special for mercy.
Oh no. Oh, this is the wrong one.
But there's nothing you can do. The word rahum,
And
right?
this
Rahum is the word for compassion.
is
Comes from the word racham or rechem, which is the womb.
correct.
So now when you think about it, why would that be the word that they use, the womb?
My little list is
the
in
word
here.
that is also synonymous with compassion.
Okay.
And it'll have dual meaning, but they don't even coincide. with
Okay,
each other.
it's in here. Commandments.
We can keep you dull in your mind, everything. But when you go to the language of our fathers, the language.
Okay, what am I not doing? I've gotten better with this. I can admit I need to get even more better because sometimes I be a little embarrassed since no one else does it, that I kind of shy away from doing it, but you know, I need not to care about others and just do me. I don't tell Bear. There's a fine line between talking about someone and gossiping for me. So I can get better with that. Take good. There's definitely 2 things on this list I can get better at. 3 things. 4 things. This I definitely don't do. Like I say, with my new
So those are the ones that you did. That's why
manifestation board, my calendar does have.
When our father met
My calendar does have the new moons, and I
Raquel
definitely need
at
to
the
get
well,
more
this is later in the day.
diligent.
This is
with
when
keeping
now
up with the new
going
moons.
towards
I
the
have a
evening when everybody
horn
bring the flock now.
over there,
That's later on in the day, but the early part of the
but
morning time.
I don't know. It doesn't
Fouls
work.
out. So now
for
going back
me.
to Rahum
Clearly
and
it works.
Rechem,
Someone else blew it and it worked.
when you
But
understand a woman that carries the baby in her womb,
it doesn't work for me.
what
I don't know
does
if I
she?
should try
What
another horn or just
automatically
keep trying
happens?
that
So once
one.
she knows she's pregnant, what does she do?
So I was reading
A man of war
And
a woman that lift weight,
in
the big girls that you see.
summarization, a person must always and at distinctive
But if he a
times
warrior,
when he is by himself reflect upon the true path that a person must follow in accordance with the laws of the Most High.
whatever that they doing,
And afterwards he shall reflect upon his deeds. Do they conform to the path or not? For in this matter, it shall certainly be easier for him to purify himself from all wrongdoing and
that's how
to
he's thinking. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's like
rectify
this.
all his ways.
I'm gonna stab you 9 ways.
Then it says,
I'll take a
this
kick
type
just so I
of
can stab
contemplation
you
can
at
lead
least
to the
5 times
motivation
before
of
you get
3
your leg back down to
distinct kinds of
This
individuals.
a man of war.
Each,
So when we talk
wait,
about
did I
Elohim,
miss something?
fighting for us and coming into Egypt for us,
No.
and all these different things.
Each in accordance with his level. Those who are truly wise, those who are lesser,
But can the Most High
those who are of lesser aptitude, and the general masses.
all of these
Those who are truly wise will be motivated when they recognize that they should inspire only for perfection and nothing less, and that there is no harm greater than the lack of perfection and one's remoteness from it.
and other people to actually notice what it is. We call it wisdom.
I like that.
That's just the
I feel like that spoke to
softer
me.
side of how we see things. That's why wisdom,
Not in a way of I didn't know it, but in a way of I'm on the right path.
to the rock in the hole of the pit from which you were Doug, right?
Yeah, because again, you get those people who feel like, oh, you are holier than thou, this and the other, and you know, that don't really bother me much because I'm used to people being like, oh, she thinks she better than other people, baby. That's your personal opinion of how I live my life. But you know, to be able to back up when if someone does want to come at me with that. Besides the fact that the Most High said what He said, you know, all your heart, soul, might. So if you're not doing that, then what are you doing?
When a man finds his wife, he is what? One flesh. How you go from being two people to one flesh?
But exactly, reflect upon the true path that a person must follow in accordance with the laws of Torah. For in this matter, it will certainly be easier for him to purify himself from wrongdoings and rectify all his ways.
How could you not when you have the chromosomes? You want to go science? You have the chromosomes to make both. So if the chromosome in me could make a girl, because clearly all the woman is doing is housing it, I'm giving her what it is she's going to produce. So that means I have, what they say, 23 and 23, right? You got 23 and 23, that's 40. So it's us that we get trapped in the silliness of,
This chapter is long.
oh, well, gotta be a man or gotta be a woman. The Most High never told you He was either one of those things. He says, I'm Yah, your Elohim. So you can deal with it.
Well, it is
Somebody
dark.
give it to me in Hebrew.
I think this
I'm
chapter
drawing
is
a
pretty
blank
long.
at.
I read chapter 2 and 3. This is chapter 4. I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight and get ready.
Right now, Ben Elohim.
I'm going to a poetry night. Y'all. I have 20 minutes. I am very, very, very disappointed in myself. I got dressed, came way to Brooklyn, walked all the way up to the door of the place, and turned around. I chickened out. I'm so pissed at myself. I don't know what to say. I wasn't even planning to do no poetry. I was just gonna network. I hadn't gotten out in so long. This is crazy. And the person who invited me was performing. I feel even more dumb. What am I doing? So I'm at this place about to give me some Ethiopian food. Enough for lunch tomorrow. I'm gonna snack on it a little bit tonight. And yeah. This moment got me feeling like this good thoughts, bad thoughts, that funkadelic. I cannot believe I wasted my time coming way to Brooklyn for a whole hour.
In 300 feet, turn left onto St. John's Place. Turn left onto St. John's Place.
Just to go to the place and turn around. Like, what is wrong with me? That's wild. I cannot believe I did that. You know, I could have been decorating for my little Hanukkahs. Something came in the mail. I take it probably was my lights. This don't make any sense. It's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna get home. It's 11. I shouldn't have went. I said, be still. I'm not being still. I'm being still.
In 800 feet, turn left onto Bedford Avenue.
I don't know what happened. I guess let me tell y'all a little bit about me. I do have social anxiety, test anxiety, and I've dealt with it through the years. I forced myself out of it. I used to be shy, forced myself out of that because of the message I have to get across means more than, you know, me being nervous and to talk to me. But every little now and then, it hits me. Even with open mics, when I wasn't even planning to perform at this one, but even at ones I plan to perform, you know, if I don't prepare ahead of time, I'm gonna freeze up. Do I have? Shoot, I didn't break that. 20. No problem. God bless. If I don't prepare, I'm gonna probably freeze up, and you know, it's a challenge. It's hard to get in front of people and to speak. It's, you know, hard to try to deliver whatever you have to say to people who 9 times out of 10 don't want to hear it anyway. So yeah, even like one of my things to do is dress to kill stress. You know, dress. You know, I love to dress. I love to dress, and that's also my way to disguise my shyness because, you know, look fly. How can you be shy if people come talk to you? So even, you know, that works for 80% of the time, but you know, sometimes it doesn't, and you just get dressed like and freeze up. It's not the first time. This is the first time I didn't even go in a place. Usually I would go in, I would just be there, and that's what I actually expected to do tonight, to just be there. I knew I wasn't prepared to speak in front of people, but I wanted to just be there, and you know, if I seen the person who invited me or not, you know, just try to network. But that didn't even work. I am very, very disappointed in myself. But hopefully next time. I had gotten out in a long time, I guess. That's crazy. I don't know what happened. I hope this food is good. This macaroni and cheese tastes horrible.
Listen to the inner voice. A higher wisdom is at work for you. Conquering the stumbling blocks come easier when the conqueror is in tune with the infinite. Every ending is a new beginning. Life is an endless unfoldment. Change your mind and you change your relation to time. The solution lies within the problem. The answer is in every question. Dig it? An attitude is all you need to rise and walk away. Inspire yourself. Your life is yours. It fits you like your skin. The oak sleeps on the acorn. The jasquara tree sleeps in its tiny seed. The bird waits in the egg. God waits for his unfoldment in man. Fly on, children. to that which you secretly love most. You meet in life the exact reproduction of your own thoughts. There is no chance, coincidence, or accident in a world ruled by law and divine order. You rise as high as your dominant aspiration. You descend to the level of your lowest concept of yourself. Free your mind and your ass will follow. The infinite intelligence within you knows the answers. Its nature is to respond to your thoughts. Be careful of the thought seeds you plant in the garden of your mind, for seeds grow after their kind. Play on, children. Every thought felt as true or allowed to be accepted as true by your conscious mind take roots in your subconscious, blossom sooner or later into an act, and bears its own fruit. Good thoughts bring forth good fruit. Bullshit thoughts rot your meat.
This is why I really hate when people try to tell me about myself. It also makes me proud of myself because that means, you know, I've come a very long way. But like I was saying, I am a shy person, and you know, there's certain like different ways I'll speak to someone. One, I gotta probably be tipsy if I just so happen to have spoke to you first. Two, if you speak to me.
In 800 feet, turn left onto Williamsburg Street West.
And encourage myself, too, then you know I can do it. And or if the vibes is just absolutely a yes.
Turn left onto Williamsburg Street West.
You know, I definitely felt, you know, with Summer Walker, I feel for her when people wants to tease her about not being shy and acting like who has time to act this is a freaking struggle every single time. If for someone who believe in themselves, oh okay, you just gonna run a light, okay. You know, they sure like to do that out here. I don't know if I ever seen people running lights so often. Anyways, to do that, and when you believe in yourself and you can try to put that aside, your personal shyness aside, or your personal anxiety aside, or your personal introvert personality to get your, you know, voice out. That is, you know, a challenge. It is not easy. So I do appreciate anyone who can.
In 600 feet, turn left onto Width Avenue.
You know, especially the fact that it's for a cause, to get a message out, that which is even more.
Turn left onto Width Avenue, then turn left onto Williamsburg Street East.
You know, whoever is watching this and believe in or appreciate in any type of way, please share it and help me get this word out, because we know they shadow ban the truth, and you know, at the end of the day, that can be defeated. Okay, I cannot believe I'm doing it. I literally told myself I was not going to do Chanukah to have family, but I'm manifesting. So, me manifesting, all chairs filled, a seat set for the righteous. Yeah, I hope after December, I think for the rest of December, I'm going to just chill out. I'm going to just get my mind in you know, the right space to prepare to get back in hustle mood, I guess, because clearly, like I said, this is the moment of being still, taking it in, spiritually reconnecting. Of course I didn't disconnect, but I do feel like I kind of lost focus a little bit, doing too much, going back and forth. So me rebuilding, rekindling my relationship with my husband, the Most High, and just moving forward, I guess. I wish I had time to do the first day of Hanukkah, but I don't. I'm going to work, so whatever. I'll do that. I wonder if it's supposed to be from left to right or right to left. Doesn't matter. But day one. Okay. Shalom, divine people. It is Tuesday. Hanukkah day number. And I am pissed. I was supposed to come inside after work and cook my turkey and be done around 1, 2 o'clock. It is 2 o'clock and I am just coming back from the store. 2:30. I'm just coming back from the store because I did not have one of these, trying to be cheap and use this, and that is not working at all. So the stupid directions had me go all out my way, got stuck in traffic, finally back home to do this. I would have liked to get some things done because I'm super duper behind and I'm just so freaking over it. But whatever. Which one should I use? If they have a thicker one or a thinner one? This is the brine I had the turkey sitting in. I had all kind of stuff in here. And I stuffed what I can in there. That's gonna cook down. In my sauce is this boar's head, brown sugar and spice, ham glaze. Of course, this is no ham in it though. It's actually kosher. And I put a bunch of the seasoning, the Cajun Slap Your Mama's seafood boil. I put the boil because that's what I had, but I probably would have preferred to use just Cajun seasoning with butter. And I put a little bit of the juice from the brine to thin it out because I was trying to use it with that smaller needle. My dad said turn it around because the juice from the breast, to not have the breast be dry, shit, basically. And I'm gonna stuff whichever parts of the skin is open with some sage.
But what I'm saying, when you blanch your green bean, that same part that you have, all that stuff, that when you clean it out, bring some water to a boil, drop your corn, once the water comes to a boil with a little salt in it, drop the green beans in there, no longer than 2 minutes, and take it
out and cool it off. It should be firm but to the bite. So when you finish the casserole in the oven, it won't be mushy, but it'll be still have a little bitterness to it.